there's one thing we need to know about politics, if there's one thing we need to remind ourselves of every day, it's that economic power translates into political power. And of course, there's a feedback loop because political power translates back into economic power. And the only thing which can break that is radical politics. Only by mobilizing politically and electing governments with all the tools in the democratic box, including civil disobedience, only by those means can we break the power of patrimonial capital and the oligarchy.
We have been trying this theory that if we keep growing the economy endlessly for many, many decades now, we will somehow magically create better lives, that people's well-being will trickle down somehow from this economic growth paradigm. And that has been basically shown not to be true all over the world.
We get to think about how we do things differently moving forward, but we also get to think about what the crisis exposes about what has been so wrong in the past.
Now, whether you understand it or not, we've got two pandemics that are going on right now that I'm personally trying to physically, spiritually and emotionally survive. Both are a matter of life and death, but both don't affect everyone in the United Kingdom. They're COVID-19 and racism.
The national average for BAME representation on decision-making boards was 18%. The local percentage for BAME people representation on decision-making boards was less than 4%.
Wow.
What the hell does that say to you when, 20% of our community in Sheffield is made up of BAME communities?
You have a whole generation of people below who are completely locked out of the economy, who don't see their quality of life getting any better, and are kind of consumed by the existential dread of living on a planet that's boiling to death.
What we need to do in this particular moment is join the dots between all the movements pushing for justice.
This crisis presents a once-in-a-generation opportunity to rebuild our society in a new way.
What's the economy for? The economy should be there to give us all the basic needs, a decent life. So if we think about that, we can think about things like food, we can think about housing, we can think about decent jobs that people have treated with respect and treated fairly and paid properly.
What happens in the next 12 months will decide whether we become more industrialised in our food production, distribution and consumption, or whether we move towards a food system that is good for humans, animals, the planet and the economy.
Since we urgently need a transformation of our economy and society, the time for tribalism has definitely passed. The changes are too fundamental to be owned by any one group or organisation.
We live in a time of increasing financial insecurity. Millions are only one unexpected payment away from debt, and a UBI can help us meet this challenge. It would ensure that everyone in every community can share in our economic recovery.
As activists, as anyone involved in this at all, anyone part of the social movement, we need to respond to that when it starts happening. We need to start writing to our MPs, we need to start meeting with councillors, whoever it is, we need to be spreading the word because, if we're all active, we're an army.
I think that people really do yearn for community and really do want to work together. There is a distinct level of altruism out there.
What started from 3 organisations, we then have now got at least 16 organisations. These are grassroots, voluntary, charitable organisations, and we've been working really, really hard to ensure that people, irrespective of their colour, their religion, we reach out to everyone. Whoever's asked for help, we've reached out citywide.
Share the wealth, and if you have a building and a platform like we do at Site, you have to be sharing it and offering up to people. You can't hold it to yourself. What for who? Why would you want to hold that power? It should be a platform for everybody in the community.
How can we look at the urgency of COVID-19 without looking at the urgency of Black Lives Mattering? It's impossible to do, and it's something I won't do. Not anymore.
As a world,
a global community, we would kind of like to join forces to address this and have a commitment to addressing it and seeing the planet as something that belongs to us all, not just to nations. I think that is the key to moving forward.